Hello and welcome to the Faith Building Podcast number 10. And no, we're not a religious podcast. We're talking about faith in general, just for the ones that asked and said, are you a religious podcast? No, we talk about the universe and God and random other things. Today we speak about sexual energy. This does not sound too Christian to me, but it's fun. Vladi just shared an amazing text message she received from school that her daughter forgot her lunch break food and she should deliver it to school. So she was kind of, and this pushes us right into the topic of the transmutation of sexual energy, because very often we have, as human beings usually do, sexual energy. And if you're in a partnership, you can let it out or let it go. And you can also use it for other things you need it. You can kind of push it up to your heart, to your brain, to the eye, the third eye. You can do a lot of things with it. And we will go a little bit deeper into that. So probably Vladi can kick it off, how she can push some sexual energy to her heart, that the heart continues to pound in a regular way and she does not get totally freaked out because Elizabeth forgot her lunch break. Food.
This is so funny because this is our life, guys. You plan it, you get yourself ready, you want something and everything, and then bam, something happens and you're like, please, why? Wrong question. We don't ask ourselves why, so don't do that. But as Norma mentioned, like the reason we've been talking about relationships and the love language, and one of the concepts of Napoleon Hill and Think and Grow Rich, which I'm sure you're aware of, it's the sexual transmutation. Now, it is our passionate subject. Why? Because everybody thinks of sex. People sometimes hear it and they don't even read the chapter. I remember having a conversation with a friend and she said, I actually read the whole book but jumped to the sexual transmutations because I'm not interested in reading about sex. And just the basic thing is that sexual energy, it's the highest form of vibration humans can achieve. But sexual transmutation is just not about physical sex. And this is where Napoleon Hill said that the key to your success lies in your sexual energy, your own sexual energy. What it means is we all have it. Whether you realize it or, let me even rephrase that, whether you use it well or don't. If you're not redirecting this, it can actually end up wrong because some of us listen to the myths of thinking that it is celibacy. And it's often misunderstood because it's not about denying your natural instincts and it's about elevating them to a higher measure. And I've read you this sentence as a quote because it's about channeling this powerful energy to achieve professional, personal, and financial growth. Financial, yes, any kind of growth. Think about people in your life and there will be someone they have this energy about them, like they've got it all. It's that kind of power, almost invisible power, that they're walking straight. I mean, there are certain rules with this, obviously the way you're holding your body, the way you're communicating, the way you respond instead of react. Not as me this morning with the pack lunch, but you're really content and really using this. You're redirecting this internal force and unlocking your true potential. And that really is what is really sexual energy. Let me actually read you because I've done research for you guys, so I can actually do some proper explanation. And it's sexual energy is a natural force that we all possess. It's a fundamental energy to human life. It's creative and vital energy that can be channeled into various areas of life. And I know that Napoleon Hill describes sexual transmutations as the process of channeling the sexual energy into creative and productive pursuits that are enabling individuals to achieve extraordinary level of success and fulfillment. In fact, Napoleon Hill said this is where you differ from being extraordinary to ordinary. So those extraordinary type of people who are achieving is because they're channeling and transforming this energy and properly dividing this vital force into creating a wealth and amazing ideas and lasting success. So think about this. It's not just about your relationship. It's actually using this and not just using it in a physical way of transformation, but getting it into your creativity. This is favorite Norman's word, but it is one of the most fascinating and misunderstood principles. Why do I say fascinating? Because Norman's special word is a fascination. And, you know, it is one of the most powerful and vital energies that a human can possess. Think about if you knew how to channel this correctly. Meaning there are always those kids who have this energy around them just because of the way they are, that you see that they're really successful everywhere. People want to be around them, people listen to them, they are respected. Most of the times these people are actually respected. And Napoleon Hill was studying obviously the successful people, and he was talking a lot about Henry Ford, Carnegie, and I think Thomas Edison. And he was talking about how much powerful sexual energy they had and how well used it into creativity. Remember, it doesn't have to be purely expressed physically, but transmuted into not just creativity, but inspiration, imagination, effectiveness, achievement. Like that is where you're more connected to your higher self than your ego self. I've got a few steps which I've processed for you, like how can you use this daily to actually understand, but really ask yourself, am I even aware of this energy? Like the energy I have? And this is not just how you look or dress, but really how are you using it? How are you using it with even studying? Like you're using it while cooking. You know, like one of those chefs, or you can see the people who really, you almost feel like they're making love with the food they're making, and they will tell you that, you know, like if you don't cook with love, the food is not it. And think about creations like a pottery. If you look at people who are using this energy, you are fascinated by the way they play with it, and the outcome of what they create is way different than just a mass production of something which is repetitive. What do you think, Noam?
I agree. And the chef that cooks with love would be your help for today and Elizabeth's lunch package. Today I'm still stuck with the lunch. Going back to our topic, you might wonder and say, okay, I get it, and maybe I don't get it. Sexual energy, transmutation. Let me give you a different angle. If you have a defined heart, if you go into human design and you have a defined heart, like my little son, you have power like 5 horses at the same time. All the time, you're unstoppable. You go through each and every wall. The most of us that don't have a defined heart run out of energy at one point. And therefore, you can use this unused sexual energy to push it into different areas of your life. And I will come back to that in a second. Can you remember when you were young, or probably even now, when you were really, really excited? And let's really go into sexually excited. Some people say, oh, I don't have energy. In the evening, I'm always tired. Then I need 3 coffees and a Red Bull and something like that. Have you realized that when you get sexually aroused, when somebody writes you a message at 10 at night, you're already in bed, you're totally down and out, but you receive a message from your spouse, from your partner, and he or she writes, hello, are you up for some fun tonight? I can imagine, no matter how tired you are, if you are kind of on hold for a couple of days or weeks, you stand in bed and you would drive somewhere for 3 hours and you would be awake each and every second. And the closer you would come to him or to her, the more awake you would be. Without any coffee, without any Red Bull, without any substance that support your level of being awake. Why? Because there's a lot of energy, like Vladi shared, in this lower part. Let's call it in the root chakra. And the question is, how can I use that for other purposes? And how can I get it out from down there and push it somewhere else? As Vladi mentioned the topic last time in our last episode, I thought about it. I thought, am I using this transmutation of sexual energy? Am I doing that? I heard about it, yes, but am I doing that? So I went into my meditations. I very often do meditations by Dr. Joe Dispenza. And I realized something. There's one I do frequently where he says focus on your root chakra and now pull the energy up. He does not call it transmutation of sexual energy, but hey, what's happening in the root chakra? There it is. So he says, now pull it up, pull it through your whole body and pull it up into your brain, hold it, and now you kind of hold the tension and then you start pushing from down from the root chakra through all the chakras, through the whole body, up to the brain. And the thing you do is what Vladi shared about the creativity or the inspiration or the fascination. Sometimes I even dropped off my stool I was sitting on. I dropped off the chair. I was out for, I don't know, 3-4 seconds. Sometimes my whole body was shaking and I thought, what's going on now? Because I shot such a heavy kind of energy boost from the lower chakras to the higher chakras to my brain to connect my brain to source. And you can also connect it to the heart to open your heart or to your throat chakra or to the third eye or whatever. You can push the energy from down there that's unused to supply this really powerful and strong energy into other body parts to kind of stay awake. The example I gave you with if you drive half night because you want to have some fun, you can use for other body parts. And how amazing would that be if you would have the same drive when it comes to what you just shared? If you're a chef and you cook with love, or you write your book with love, or you talk to your partner with love. It's not about the really, really big things, but there is a kind of storage of really, really powerful energy that you're basically sitting on that you could use in your daily routine and not bring it out, but getting it from the lower chakra, from the root chakra, to your other chakras or other parts in the body. And that's what I think is totally fascinating.
I love what you said, because obviously working with chakras and yoga and meditation, it really connects more. And it really brought me to an example when Norman was talking. It's like, so what are the steps you can use this daily? And I think the first one to start with is really be aware of it. Like, fine, we guys, if you go back to our first 2 episodes, we were talking about the voice. But you're not the voice. But the voice is something, it's like a collection of your already collected thoughts and experiences and paradigms, really, and beliefs. And think about this, like, be aware, because females, I'm gonna talk about female because I'm a female. I remember looking sexy in the office and high heels and just always looking attractive. If that's something you'd love to do. I've seen so many girls that could manipulate guys into doing something. And obviously you want to kind of almost experiment, like, are they really that crazy sometimes that they would just go for it? But it's about how do you use that? Do people manipulate it in a wrong way? Absolutely. But that's like anything in your life. You attract what you want and you attract what you do not want as well. So what would you absolutely love? And it's the vibration you create that can be positive, or I'm going to say light energy. And we're talking about this positive and negative all the time. You can use this energy for your own benefit, just as we can use anything. But the choice of not using it to manipulate other people into doing, and really this is something that is happening in the world, and both females and males can use it, and I'd say females more, but this is just my subjective opinion, is because I was in so many situations that the guys are lined up that they could do that for you. But what do you choose? How are you using that power? You could be a strong manifestor and using this power to manipulate people into your own gaining more money. That's a good example. People manipulate you and they throw it because they have this energy. They will be successful in it. They can get you into purchasing their product, their services, doing stuff for them, really anything, because they're using it in a wrong way. But be always aware. So be aware what it is, how well you connected to it, and are you using it well? Remember cause and effect law. Whatever you put out there, it will multiply and come back at you. So don't then say, oh, what did I do wrong? Well, something. But then is how do you channel the sexual energy as well? So how are you channeling through, as we were talking about these examples, cooking, like, find joy. And it goes again to our core message, which we always had with Norman, is find joy in the journey and not the destination. It doesn't mean you shouldn't have a goals and you shouldn't have the destination, but you find the joy in getting there because it's the energy you're getting. So if you are in love with cooking, in love with, even if you're not, do the best you can to fall in love with it. What do all the mentors and the great masters out there say? Set a goal, fall in love with it, and become one with it. What do they mean, really? It's the same thing. You become one with what energy you're vibrating. So if I get frustrated, oh, come on, my kids just didn't get like going back to Elizabeth's lunch, bless her. Now everybody will be listening about lunch. But really, that is because we started recording and got it, I let it go. But if we didn't, would I go in the kitchen and say, come on, guys, you know, like you can get upset about things and then the energy rolls and becomes bigger. And then something worse comes. And because that's why I'm attracting being the ball of saying, come on, or you let it go, drop it, switch. Switch your energy into really enjoying what we're doing here with you, and it happens. So how can you really express yourself in a creative way using this energy? Again, it's the same like pottery, whatever you create, even if you create a vision board. And we talked with Norman about this. Everybody has a different way. So you need to learn what type of a person you are and what works for you, because there is no one way that will fit all, because we're all unique. But I, for example, I find absolute joy in creating a vision board. So I create, I put my essential oils on, a great music, and I really feel this energy and vibration, which is really this sexual transmutation. I'm like finding so much fun in it. And I just feel amazing, you know, becoming one with it and being in love with it. Once I create that vision boards, they go out. I don't look at them. I don't stare at them. I don't look. It's just the creation of this that really allows me to manifest. Because if I put everything through this, I don't need to be reminding myself every day and seeing, because I know exactly in my mind what it is. So that really works for me. And Norm will tell you in a minute what works for him. But another thing is take a break. Like taking a regular break during the day. So even when I'm on computer, I like taking our new doggy out because actually she's doing favor to me. Would I always get myself away from computer? No, because I'm just like any of you saying, I'm so busy today. I need to get it all done. And I've got the list of things, and you look at that and you're almost thinking already, how am I going to fit this into my day? Well, we create it by thinking this way. You must change the thinking. And wake up to 6 tasks, which I've learned from Bob Proctor actually. I've write 6 tasks I want to achieve, goal-oriented task every night, and next day I wake up and I already know the direction. So having the direction is actually a crucially important part for sexual energy transmutation. Because if you're not directing it, where is it going? Remember, that's why we have goals. We don't have them for the goals. We have them for who we become in the process. And then another really important step is stay present. Being present is actually, meditation is one of the examples. So, you know, like Norm already talked about that. But really there are 2 massive things for Napoleon Hill talking about it, and some masters and studies we've done together. And it is self-awareness. So you must bring the awareness and learn to manipulate this in the right way and direct it in the right way and express it in a fully enjoyable way. And the other one is discipline. So you have to get disciplined, because you're not just going to hear this today, maybe be aware of what it was before you maybe haven't even thought about this sexual transmutation, and then thinking, how can I use it well? But really, it's about you. And exercising, physical exercising, I forgot, is one of those tips, because you keep going to walk in the nature, doing things that really connect you to the Mother Nature and to you, because that's who you are. You're part of the Mother Nature. Norm, to you.
Bloody. Awareness of the now and awareness of yourself. I love that what you just shared, as I totally relate to that, and to your example as well, where some women just dress up very nice, and men can of course do the same, and they're very aware of the moment and they're very aware of themselves. They think, I am sexy, and maybe through my outfit, through my makeup, through my shoes, I feel sexy. Which means what you also said, Vladi, Thinking is key. If you say, I don't know what I should pull up from what root chakra, I just don't understand what you said, Norman. I don't get it. I don't know how to pull and push and where to where. It's just, I don't know. If you don't want to get into meditation or Kundalini yoga or anything else, just think. You can just think about the energy that's stored in your lower parts, let's call it like that, and just move them in your mind to somewhere else in your body. And now you say, but thinking about it does not do anything. Really? If you're a beautiful woman, a beautiful man, and you dress up nice and you know you are the shit, you're just thinking, right? You have no proof. Proof comes the moment you think and you're self-aware and you're aware of the moment and you say, I just feel good. Maybe the dress helps, maybe the outfit helps, maybe the shoes help. But some people have it all the time, no matter what they wear. They're very self-aware. And I was drawn back while you spoke, Vladi, to my own experience when you shared the moment you lost something, you have this energy. Isn't it true that you kind of find people very attractive that really love what they do? They kind of beam, they have an aura around them, they shine, they have kind of rays shooting out of everything they have and do. And this is the energy you want. And that's what I also realized, and it's funny, we spoke about that a couple days ago, that whenever I really love what I do and I'm deeply connected to my projects and I'm really totally into that and my adrenaline is up and I feel powerful and that everything was a success, I can feel this sexual energy. Now the question is, can I transmute it? Can I transmute it into something else? Or do I say, no, I go to the regular sexual energy, what regular people would do, and say, I would like to have fun now. Whatever it is. But there's so much power in it that you can use it only by thinking about it. And maybe that's your task for today. If you just think, I can use this energy, I have this energy, and I just do my very best to walk through my day pretending I am it, and not I'm it from an egoistic part, but from a very open heart and a very self-aware part, to say every step I take is very kind of heavy, not heavy that you make noises, but people that are very self-aware, they walk different. It's kind of, they are more connected to the ground, they are more connected to themselves, they walk more straight. Can you just play with that a little bit? And yes, little secret about myself, you have to practice walking. And now you might laugh and say, I can walk since 47 years. True, but how do you walk? Do you walk self-aware? Do you walk connected? Do you walk loving? Do you walk being connected to some higher source? You have to practice that. And like Vladi shared earlier with the music, I do the same. I listen to Kiss, I Was Made to Loving You Baby in a live version, and I walk from my bedroom through the hallway into the kids' room and back, and like for the whole 5-6 minutes I walk back and forth and back and forth, and I check how is my back, how are my legs, how are my feet, even the positioning of the feet, are they more to the outside or more centered and parallel to each other? You really have to practice, like everything in life, you have to practice to master it. And Vladi, what are your last thoughts for today, for our
I'll
beautiful
give you a
podcast?
last thought with the expressing. This is such a good point, Norman Wade, and it's the same as, this is my favorite quote when we talk about gratitude. Feeling gratitude and not expressing it, it's like wrapping a present and not giving it. Think about what Norman just said about you not expressing it. Just because you're aware of having it and not channeling it out the right way, what's the point of buying people presents for a birthday, wrapping them up and keeping them home in your home and not really giving it to them? We have to learn how to express it. We learn how to give, because it's not just about feeling it. Like, feeling is the secret, don't get me wrong, and this is maybe a miss kind of leading, but learn to express the energy, because the energy comes, it's the source come through and through you. And you're the channel, the host that expresses this energy, whichever energy it is you choose to express. So that would be my final thought, like really be aware and use it well.
I love that. And you just mentioned feeling is the secret. How about this is episode number 11 that we talk more about why and how you can transmute feeling into the secret of manifesting everything you want. And with that, we thank you very much for listening or watching, and we see and hear you in episode 11 when we talk about feeling is the secret. Bye bye.
Thank you.